I've wrestled in my mind for so long if I should do this video or not. This week we got to know that Uganda is planning to send its soldiers to provide security in the Gaza region. And the Minister of Finance, Honorable Chiwanuka, was seeking parliamentary approval to deploy security forces, soldiers, in the Gaza region. Something that I'm not so much, I don't know how to react to, especially when I pay attention to what is happening home. It's in the same week that we woke up where the captain of a football club, one of the biggest football club in Uganda, KCCA, was murdered at home in Uganda by thugs. It's not barely even 3 months when the country, when the whole country went into a pain frenzy, when Gongodio was killed by a mob. Now, the situations of Gongodio dying was for the mob because they assumed he was a thief. But there are similarities to how this young man was killed. I asked myself 3 questions almost a year ago. My young brother lost one of his very best friends in Kachiri. Why? Because thugs entered his room and they took him as a hostage and demanded 15 million from his family in 48 hours. 15 million that the family could not raise in 48 hours. They could only send them 3 million, and he had to die in the most glowing way. I remember this because when I talked to my young brother Isaac, I asked him how he's doing. He's like, it's hard to think about. It's hard to imagine, especially the images. Up to now, people in Kachiri still remember that it's not bare a year. It's in the same week where we witnessed what happened to Susan Magara, where the thugs who killed him were lying, even after being paid money. There is a lady who was killed in Kachiri when he was taken at ransom, also where they demanded someone to pay more money, to pay money from their family. Now, let me hope by me doing this video, I'm not putting a target to myself and my loved ones. But one of the things the current leadership prides in, is it brought security to this country. I do not know how many of us feel secure when we are in the country. Now, I'm not saying the security against the political forces. No. Somehow, somewhere, many of us, we have become very good cowards that if as long as I do not mention or I don't talk about anything that threatens the power center, I'm okay. And that's what we believe. Yet somehow, somewhere, every single day, whenever we are constructing our houses, we are later constructing mini prisons. Burglar proof after burglar proof. Walls after walls that reach heavens to keep out the enemy that is literally our neighbor. It only happens, I don't know if it happens everywhere, but it's so much in Uganda. I don't know how many of us feel safe taking a border at 10 p.m. from town to going home without you looking at your shoulder. I don't know how many of us feel safe walking downtown without looking at your shoulder. I don't know how many of us feel safe walking in our neighborhoods at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. I don't know how many of us are comfortable letting our kids walk to school by themselves at 7 a.m. Now, I'm not saying the government and in its wisdom cannot send security people in Gaza. It's their prerogative. They know better. They negotiated better. They know what's the ultimate benefits to Uganda. Maybe the ultimate benefits, sometimes I always be like, what do we get in return? It should not be monetary. Many of us are in a pickle. Our business interests are in the US. We can barely travel to the US because right now, our visas we can only qualify for are a one-entry visa, where I have to pay almost 10,000 US dollars as a bond. Even with the best of interests, it becomes limited. Now, maybe the data shows that we put ourselves in this situation where a majority of the people who went to US somehow stayed. But you cannot also blame them. They were running away from something. Something many of us grapple with every single day. I don't know how many of us feel safe in our homes. That if you just lock the door, you can sleep without worrying that anything that knocks outside worries you. How many of us feel safe when you take a taxi at 9 p.m. or 8 p.m.? You can walk from the road towards your house without you worrying. The government in power solved the macro security. No threats outside. No rebels. If you are not into politics, the chances of someone being kidnapped for political reasons might have gone down. But we can see what's going on with with Colonel Chiza Besigye. But the micro security in our communities is something that is lacking extremely in a dire situation. People are killed for phones. People are stabbed. There is a new wave of kidnap and ransom for 5 million, 10 million. It's happening in communities. It might not make the big news. It will never make the big news. It might not make it to the NBS, and I send my apologies to the next media for the two gentlemen that you lost, Isaac and Abdul, and I'm praying for Makona to recover. But our security, our policing community policing is so much in dire need of revamp. Before we send our young men and women to a country far away, and I hope we might not be in a position to stop it because it's who we are. Sometimes when the decisions have been made, they have been made. It's done and dusted. But my prayer still stands. Before we think of the outside, let's solve the inside. The Uganda is breeding. The security. There is a gentleman on TikTok, on Twitter. I'm even forgetting his name. The one who is starting it. One time he narrated a situation where he took a boda from a mosque in Kololo and he was going to Chiwatle. By the time he reached Chiwatle, they wanted the laptop. Putting on a laptop bag in Kampala, even when it has nothing, even when it has clothes, is putting a target on yourself. Mobile money kiosks are ransacked every single day. Businesses that deal in cash businesses, where they collect a little bit of more cash, right now must deliberately have someone with a gun at the door. That's how secure. That's the security situation we have in Uganda, we are dealing with in Uganda. Our kids cannot even go into communities and cycle around and exercise and be kids like when we were growing up in the 90s. They have to be supervised, and somehow, somewhere, you have to be alert on who is coming to talk to them, because you don't know the bad elements that we have enabled. And to the other side of things, somehow, somewhere, I don't even want to cast a bad eye on people who have chosen to take a route in crime. Because even as a society, we have failed them so much. Why? Because all of a sudden, it's hard for them to find employment. It's hard for them to make a living. We have not created the value in being Ugandan. And it's extremely painful. It's extremely painful because you would wish that the government could at least do everything humanly possible to put security in our communities, to make the price of doing petty crimes in our communities literally so high that no one should think about it. To kill someone with a paver, to mob justice someone. Let me take my taxi when I feel safe in my community. Let me hold my phone in my hand. Let me go to a bank when I withdraw money without me trying to feel like I need to first also order a police escort. Let me go do my farm and without worrying that someone is going to come and steal all my chicken. Let me rear my goats without someone worrying that someone can easily come and steal all my goats. The micro security measures are lacking in this country. So much so that when you think about even every single investment you want to do, especially in agriculture or things, when you're not there, your first worry is, I might even do my farm and someone will come and pack and take off my things. Only happens in Uganda. We are about to go and provide security to a far distant land. Something we have done very well in Somalia, in Central African Republic, and so many other countries. Every time we are called upon, because somehow, somewhere, we have the best army. The army we only see when it comes out, when it's for somehow, somewhere, for political reasons. We hope and we pray that same capable army, the Uganda People's Defense Forces, it has the word people. It has the word called defense. Can it defend its people and their things in our country? That's all we ask for. It's not so much to ask for that.